welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I am Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzogoose, back with you for another review, talking Titans, issue number 11, the first part of the Lazarus Contract. This is a 4-part crossover between Titans, Teen Titans, Deathstroke, and then the final part will be in a Titans or Teen Titans annual. I can't remember if it's Titans or Teen Titans, but it's an annual called the Lazarus Contract. And that'll be part 4 and the conclusion of this before we lead into what comes after that. So this issue, Titans issue number 11, was the story was by Priest, Benjamin Percy, and Dan Abnett, and then Dan Abnett wrote the script. Brett Booth is the penciler, Norm Bratman inker, and a few colorists, Andrew Dahlhaus and Kerry Strack, and I guess just a couple, and Josh Reed does the lettering. So like I said, this is the first issue of the Lazarus Contract, and this in this issue, well, before I get into the issue, actually, this is kind of not really a rehashing and not really a sequel, but kind of a retelling, I guess, of the Judas Contract. And we know that Teen Titans' Judas Contract animated movie just came out a couple weeks ago, and you know, this classic story with these characters, and it's very similar here. And I've not been reading Deathstroke at all, so I don't know what's been going on in that book, and I haven't been reading Teen Titans. I've only been reading the Titans book, so bear with me if I'm getting any details wrong or whatever. But I am going to be covering this entire crossover here on Comic Frontline, so look forward to that until the end of this, which is at the end of the month. But it's almost like Deathstroke remembers all of a sudden that this happened. The issue starts off with his son, Grant, the original Ravager, dying. And this is, you know, in the first 5 pages, you've probably seen the preview pages of this. It's a flashback to, it says years ago, and it goes back to that battle where Ravager had a heart attack and died, and Deathstroke blamed the Teen Titans for his death. This is basically the plot of the Judas Contract. And the Judas Contract, because he blamed the Titans for his son's death, he caused Terra to infiltrate the Titans and try to turn on them so he could take them down. And I don't know what exactly is going to happen in this one. We know from solicitations and stuff that there's a Titans East coming, led by Deathstroke, and so on and so forth. So they're probably doing a twist on it, a play on it. Either way, it's very interesting the direction they're going here. It's something for new fans who have never read those stories, and something for old fans that it's a little bit nostalgic. So it's kind of cool. So anyway, it opens up with that flashback, and then we jump to the present where the Titans are fighting the soldiers that they think are sent from Hive. And they find out as they're fighting them, Omen reads their minds, and she's like, wait a minute, they don't know anything about Hive. They're not here from Hive. And then they're like, who sent you? And, you know, they're kind of being really vague on who sent them. And all of a sudden, Wally's gone. Wally, and they're just like, what happened to Wally? We can't sense him anywhere. Can't find him anywhere. And what happens is Wally is pulled somewhere, and he's strapped down to this contraption, and he can't move. He's being used for his speed force, and he's being questioned by a voice, and he's like, I know this voice. I know it. And lo and behold, it's no real spoiler here because we know who the villain of the story is. It's Deathstroke. Deathstroke has pulled Wally West out, you know, of, I don't know how he did it, out of reality. He pulled him in some pocket dimension. I don't know what he did, but he's got him trapped somewhere, and he's trying to use his speed force because he wants to go back in time and save his son. Spoilers, by the way, just some minor ones. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but that's mainly his that's his main goal, to try to save his son. And as he's talking to Wally, Wally realizes that somebody else is there, and I won't spoil that. You can probably figure it out, but somebody else to serve his agenda. And all the while, the Titans are searching for Wally, but that's what's going on in this opening part of the story is that Wally has been captured by Deathstroke, and he's trying to use him to travel back in time. And that's really all you need to know to kick off the story, to set the tone for the story. And now we're going to cross over into Teen Titans, and then to Deathstroke, and then the annual. And it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out, because the Teen Titans are involved because of what happens in this issue. So we're going to see both Titans teams come together and try to solve this, I suppose. And then, you know, it's going to culminate with this annual that's going to splinter things, as we know from solicitation. So it's going to be very interesting to see this all come together. And I'm actually, like I said, I haven't been reading Teen Titans and Deathstroke, but I'm going to read them for this crossover and review them for you guys. I thought it was a really solid issue. There wasn't a whole lot that happened. I think they spent a little bit too much time on fighting the Hive guys and searching for Wally, when we could have had a little bit more forward momentum with the issue. But as an opener for this arc, and thinking about it as a whole, like if they release this entire thing as one, you know, story, all 4 issues together, it's definitely a solid opener for this crossover. But for a single issue, I wish there was a little bit more movement in this, and a little less focus on the extraneous stuff that we didn't really need that much focus on. It could have been done in a couple of pages there, and then moved forward from this. But they wanted that one specific reveal at the end of this issue, and I understand that. You know, it is what it is. But you know, overall, like I said, a solid opening. But I got to take a little off for that. And the art, I thought, was fantastic. It's gorgeous artwork. Brett Booth, for me, his art, I guess it really depends on who's coloring him, because he typically works with Norm Rapman. Norm Rapman usually inks his stuff. And there's some books that they've been on that I've really enjoyed, and others that I've thought were a little bit muddy. But this one I thought was really gorgeous. Some really fantastic panel work here, layouts. There's that double page spread where they're fighting all these supposed Hive agents, and then the lightning, you know, flashing everywhere in this contraption that Wally's stuck in. Some of the close-ups on the face. Omen, when she realizes she can't find Wally, just this sense of terror within her face that just came off perfectly. Fantastic art here, and beautiful colors. So yeah, it was the pacing was a little bit slow for me for this issue, but like I said, it works for what it is. So for this issue, I am going to give it a 4 out of 5. And yeah, it's high marks, but I really enjoyed this issue, and it's probably, for me, one of the most enjoyable issues of Titans since Rebirth. You know, Titans Hunt before Rebirth was a pretty solid series. Since Rebirth happened and Titans became a series, it's kind of fallen off for me a little bit, and this issue kind of brought it back for me, so I really enjoyed this. I can't go any higher than that because of that problem that I have with it, and because, you know, it continues into other books, but I really enjoyed it. So 4 stars for me for Titans, issue number 11, the first part of the Lazarus Contract. And I apologize that this is a longer review, but I hope you guys will bear with me with this one. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave your comment below and let me know what you thought about Titans and what you think about this crossover overall. And of course, check out all the other reviews and all the other content here on Comic Frontline. We're updating almost daily. Tune into the live show on Tuesdays, and if you missed it, you can check out our e-panel with Colin Bunn that we did this past Tuesday, talking about his book Regression and his career and so on and so forth. You can check it out. And for me, you can follow me over on it's on this side, lastnumberpress.com, zone4podcast.com, youtube.com/whatthecard, and of course, right here on Comic Frontline. And on my channel, Brant Fowler. So check that out. And until next time, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.